Hey everybody, thanks for joining our channel today. We are family no matter what. I'm Todd, this is my beautiful wife, Amanda, and today we're gonna tour our rig. This bad boy right here, our 2014 Coachman Chaparral, so come along with us.
Chirp, chirp.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
You've been recording, haven't you?
Just for a little bit.
All right, so
I missed the shake though.
So we're recording?
Yes.
All right. So we have a 2014 Coachman Chaparral 29 BHS. When we originally purchased it, we thought that it was only 29 foot long, but in reality it's, I think, 35 foot, like 2 inches long. I believe the highest point is 12 foot. It's either 1 inches or 3 inches. It's not very high, which is also something we wanted. And the GVWR is 11,500 pounds. Our freshwater tank is 46 gallons. I can't remember our gray water tanks, the holding capacity. We have about 2,300 pounds of cargo availability. So that's pretty nice considering this is a light model. This is our basement right here. It's pass through. This is so organized right now. But everything pretty much kind of, we pack it up and fit it in there. That's our little table in there that we get out and usually have meals outside with. I'll probably going to cut that out because I don't need to talk about that. But that's where we keep our tools and a lot of the kids' toys and our chairs and things that we use outside. Here is our 30-pound propane tank. We have one on each side, so that gives us some time between fillings. And down here is our front storage bay, which is locked. So, and this is the front storage under here, which we use for, we've got Stinky Slinky, and we've got our batteries and our inverter charger and our solar charger in here. That's pretty much all we use it in here for. We'll talk about our solar and the things we use to stay off-grid while boondocking in another video. This here's our controls for our front leveling jacks. We got a nice outdoor light here. This is our other propane tank. And this is lots of local wildlife leaving behinds. This here is locked. You know, I probably should have went through and unlocked everything before we started this. We've got our dumps right here for our black, what used to be our black water tank and our gray water. Here's our water connection and tank flush, and if we want to winterize it. So all that's in here. Here's where our 50 amp service connects right here. Outdoor shower, which I don't think we've ever even used yet, have we?
I did back in North Carolina.
Okay.
I did.
This is our wardrobe slide that comes out in the bedroom. There's that down here. Here's where our dump comes out. I don't know if you can see, there's a extra gate valve that we installed right here, which this allows us to make our black water tank a gray tank as well. Since we have a composting toilet, we wanted to expand our gray water capacity. So by opening up both of our black water and gray water valves, keeping this closed, they fill up together and it really lets us stay in one place longer. This right here is our rear stabilizer. It's our electronic switch for our stabilizer jacks. Now, if you're thinking about getting a rig and you have these are not leveling jacks. They're not used for leveling. If you try to do that, you can break them. All this is for is stabilizing the rear of your RV. So that's what those are for. Back here is a bike rack that came with the RV, and we just use it for our bikes, obviously, but it's real handy. But one of the things that we did want when we were looking for an RV was an outdoor kitchen. This is kind of a mess. We don't really kitchenize stuff out here. There is an extra fridge out here that we don't use except if we have like some fizzy cool drinks that we just store in there, so it doesn't take up space inside.
So
but there is
basically-
something that I use a lot, and it's this pull-out little Coleman grill. I use this thing all the time. I absolutely love it. But we don't ever use the sink out here.
It's basically used for storage, extra storage.
Yeah.
We really wanted an outdoor kitchen for extra storage.
Well, that pretty much wraps up the outside. Not a whole lot to it. Let's check out the inside.
Hey, let's do this before it gets messy again. So this is our kitchen island that I just had to have, if you saw the last video or our story. It does have an extra little, we did put different levers on the underneath because the ones that were
Different supports, yeah, they were so floppy.
They were, and you couldn't put much weight on it, and these really are great. We got them on Amazon as well. I ended up putting up a cutting board because we cut a lot of produce and stuff like that all the time, and I just, instead of having to get out a cutting board every single time, it was just nice to have that extra space. Here's our Berkey. We love this thing. It doesn't take electricity. It's just gravity fed, and the boys always just know to come get their water whenever they want. And we ended up getting one of these jugs to, instead of
6-gallon jug from Walmart.
Yeah, instead of having to take water out of our freshwater tank, we just pour it in there. Of course, it's too heavy for me. He does it. But we did replace the faucet we got it off of Amazon. It's just a little more modern. Yes, I'll do more Vanna. It's just, I like that it comes out. The other one didn't. It was just, the other one was really just cheaply made, and it was plastic, and I couldn't, when you wash a lot of dishes, having two handles, constantly it gets water all down here, constantly dripping, especially when you're trying to...
One lever handle right there.
Yeah, and especially trying to conserve water, you're constantly on, off, you know? So, that's really awesome. I recommend upgrading if you don't have a nice faucet. It really helps a woman's life. So, yes, Berkey. And I also put these command hooks right here underneath our paper towel holder. The boys know that that's their waters. They come and get their waters, and
they really love that.
They love it. They always put them there. We installed this paper towel holder, and it's one of those that doesn't roll when you're going down the road, so you don't end up coming back in here and there's a whole roll of paper towels on the floor. So that's really nice. It just clicks. So if you can get your kids to not pull it, you're good to go. Ours know by now, but anyway, and let me go around here. Just a general kitchen. Here we have our Dometic fridge. It runs off of propane and electric. You can pick which one you want up here, the buttons. It is very small. That is probably the #1 thing that I have gotten, like, it has been kind of hard to get used to, but it's not that bad. But, and then the freezer, but
it's where we keep things frozen.
Yeah, and actually I want to throw in a little detail is the meat, when it comes from the market, it's in plastic containers and stuff like that, and it takes up so much space. So I got this, my mom gave me a roll of freezer paper, and I just take the meat out of it and I roll it in in this, and then I'll mark it what it is, how much it weighs and stuff, and then throw it back in, and it really utilizes your freezer space better, so you can pack more in there. So, but that's that. So pretty small space. Yes, definitely have to get used to a smaller refrigerator. We did get that wallpaper that it was kind of like, looks like wood, and I put it up in there. Well, the constant heat, we have a good fan, but the constant heat in there made it shrink. So if you have a kitchen that's similar to this, that's like, you know, just nestled in a little
cubby in there, yeah,
and it has a lot of heat, I would not recommend getting that wallpaper stuff. So we ended up having to get just some of the tile, the stick-on tile, the general just white, to go with stuff. But and it's worked out really well. We like it. Yeah,
take it all the way up the wall. We just haven't done it yet.
This is actually 10 of the 12 by 12, so that it didn't really. So if you're ordering, you might want to order 15, because I have to order a couple more. We don't use our microwave, and so I use it for a bread box. So,
yeah,
which works really well for me, or for us. We like it. My dad made this little spice rack for me, and I just love it. It's very convenient. Our kettle, pretty general
electronic
things.
kettles that save us on propane.
Oils, more spices, the stuff all kitchens are made of.
Little 3-burner stove there, oven.
Oh, yep. Down here, if you wanna. Down here, I got these things from Bed Bath & Beyond, and they're awesome. I just keep my towels, my cleaners, everything in there. You can screw them to the base so they don't move around, but
yeah, it's pretty tight in there. They don't go anywhere.
Yeah. And then here's more soaps, storage, and my Vitamix, which I honestly haven't used quite a bit, even though we can, but I just haven't yet. Oh, and pantry. Yay. Every woman's dream. Plenty of storage in here. I love it. You know that S word, the storage word. We have our general. I took a plate, one of those plate holders, and just put it sideways so the plates fit in there and they don't tip over very much. But and I actually had these from when we were in a sticks and bricks home, and if they're quite expensive, so I opted to keep them. Plus it keeps it organized, and I just really like them because it keeps stuff fresh. But our tortillas are there, a little extra storage. Here's our, back down here, cans and extra foods, and then here's some Tupperware, which is always a mess. And then I installed this rack, and I really love this rack because it just added, it was just extra space that wasn't being occupied. So and it closes just fine, so it really, you know, added space and stuff. So that's that. Now over to our, this was not the original dinette. We had, our original table was like this, the countertop material, which is not necessarily my favorite, but that's okay. Anyway, so my dad helped me make this actually, and I reupholstered the cushions, and we really like it. It turned out good. And then I had already made this when we still lived in our house for that spot, and then I just added the cushion on top of it. So works really well. And oh, I was gonna add that these, if you have kids, these, I mean, or in a sticks and bricks house, it would work too, but especially in an RV, this is foam, and I believe I got it at, it was either Lowe's or Walmart. But, and they also have corner pieces right here, and they have really saved heads. And
yeah. You wonder, why do you have one way up here? Well, because this little spot right here is a great launching pad for boys. We didn't need one of them cracking their head in that corner up there.
Well, they don't do it anymore, but until they learned not to. Yeah, it's really been great, and especially with Zeke going to start, he's going to start crawling and stuff, and we didn't want his head getting on those corners and hurting himself, so we're actually going to probably pick up some more of them.
Also, that is not the original couch.
Yeah.
That we had a sleeper sofa in there, a big old heavy thing, and it was actually a lot smaller.
Yeah.
So we took measurements and went out looking for a couch and found one that was comfy that we could all sit in. So.
Oh, you know, with all the storage in this RV, not a single cabinet, not a single one, fit my Instant Pot, and I was like, what? I mean, I could not believe it. So its home is down here underneath, and it stays there, but I just couldn't believe it. I was like, I guess it's so big and bulky. But up here is, of course, storage. We have some homeschooling stuff, our late night snacks, some extra food, and his camera case and some command strips, stuff that needs to be sewed and fixed, that kind of stuff, which is constantly adding up. I did want to say, we used to have our homeschooling stuff up there, but I would constantly have to take it out and then put it back in, and it was rather annoying. So I switched this, and now we have all the homeschooling stuff in here. That way I can just take this bin out, and then I can just slide it back in, and it's good to go. But and we got these ottomans, which are, as you know, everything has to have multiple uses. So we couldn't just get ottomans just for the sake of putting our feet on. We actually had to put some, be able to put something in it. So we've got all our diapers in this one, which is very handy to have it localized. And,
yeah, right in the middle.
Which is opened a million times a day. And this one is their books and such, so for the evenings. And then, so that's pretty much it. This cabinet is my diaper bag. We have our Dyson, our vacuum in here, and our little itty bitty broom, and yoga mat, stuff like that. So it was, it's got hooks for coats and such. But here is our mugs. I just added a couple hooks on them so they wouldn't clank around too much, but they still do. My essential oils, so pretty general, and a blanket that really doesn't get used or
it's never come down at all.
Well, when we go on picnics it will, but it's just a space that I don't want to have to climb up to. This is our printer, just extra bags and camera gear, just lots of those extra catch-all baskets. So when we got the RV, one thing that it did not have was a fireplace. And I grew up having fires all the time, or a fireplace. And I just really loved having one in your living space. So
it adds a certain ambiance, if you will.
Yes. It was storage, and we were a little skeptical about taking the storage up, for the fireplace. But, it puts out heat. We don't really use it for that quite yet because we don't, we go off of solar. But I love having the flames, and it just does warm this place up. And I just love it. My husband spoiled me. So, and this was not the original TV. And it's longer because somebody had to have the biggest he could possibly
Okay. So the one that was in there was really outdated. I don't even think it's the one that came with the RV. I think the people that had the RV before us took that one and put in whatever was there. And I thought to myself, well, we're going to update the TV. And I had measured, and when we went to the store, the one that I'd wanted, they didn't even sell anymore. So I was like, well, what's a couple more inches, right? Well, it ended up sticking out a little bit, so that's what we got.
A little bit. A lot.
So that's why we got one of those little, foam things in the corner for the kiddos. So that's my fault.
Here, real necessity. And here is our bathroom for all the This is our composting toilet. We'll probably do a video on that, having to do with kids and using the composting toilet, just how the reviews on it, our review, our perspective, what we think about it. Our shower is huge, so we can't use it for nothing during the day, so we use it for our laundry. And we just take these things out when we go to take a shower, and put them in the bedroom. Because
it would be really hard to shower with those in there.
Yes. But it is big, and I put some command hooks back there, and
yeah, I mean,
they don't get wet. So.
I'm 6'3", and I've gotten 0 issues showering in there. Yeah. So
we keep some jars in here because to catch the water in the beginning, because all RVers know
catch the cold water. Yeah. And we just throw that water in the Berkey.
Into the Berkey. Yep. This is just toilet paper, and you can tell I'm always afraid of running out of toilet paper. So bags, just a medicine cabinet, and this is just your general. This is really actually very deep, so but that's that. Got towels, some cases for first aid and stuff like that. So that's that. And I did put this thing up. You might want to come in here, and that is nice for your ladies. You have to kind of hold it in and pull it out, but it's nice to get the, be able to see the back of your hair and stuff like that. So I did add that on, but so that's that doesn't usually happen. So that's that. On to the bedroom. Am I recording?
Yeah, you're recording.
On to the bedroom. We've got underneath, we have one of those shoe things. I really like it. Todd doesn't like it so much because you have to.
My shoes are bigger. They don't fit in there.
Yeah, and you have to lift up the bed because I installed it a little too high. So I'm gonna have to lower it, but
we do have storage under the bed as well.
Yes, it lifts the whole bed worth of storage, but you didn't need to see that. It's full of junk and stuff we don't need. Todd gets the 2, and then I get everything else. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Like I said, we got that paper for the behind the stove, and it didn't work out, so I used the rest of it for behind there, and we liked it. So it puts kind of a dimension. It's nice, but this is what we use for Zeke. I researched things for him that would fit in the 21 inches that I had. So we ended up having to take our doors off and the door off of here, which was a mirror, but it was fine for the amount of time that he's going to be in this next to me. But it works really well, so I could just put him in it at night, take him out when I need to feed him. But and then I put just made some cheap curtains to cover this up, but and we have two drawers down here, which I use, and and the rest, it's a pretty decent size.
Yeah, it holds a bunch
wardrobe.
of stuff.
We probably could use less in here and it wouldn't be busting out so much, but that's for another day. Anyway, and I did want to add one little thing. I put these nice command hooks up for hats, right? Well, as soon as we moved into the RV, this is where my husband made a home for his hat, right up there. And that is exactly where it goes every single time.
That's the crank for the antenna for the RV. And I don't know, I just found that spot and it's where it stays.
And I have completely just given up on trying to get him to move it to there, but it just is what it is. This is our lovely map. We actually saw this map on Jared Gillis's YouTube and ordered it off there. We really love it because it's just really detailed. And we put a mark everywhere we go. So that's its home. And And I think that we gotta go into the boys' room. Let's see. So let's try this again. Ta-da!
This is the boys' bedroom, obviously, the bunks. This is a new addition right here. That will eventually be Zeke's bed. But right now we're using it for storage. There's some bins there, the
these
games.
are for Zeke's clothes. And he goes through multiple outfits a day. He's our master blaster.
He blows out his clothes all the time.
He does. And I have tried every single diaper, but anyway, this is their wardrobe. I've gotten little baskets to put, and it's kind of hard when you're in and out of cold and hot weather. You kind of have to have their long sleeves out and their short sleeves, so it makes for having all your clothes and taking up more storage. But anyway, they've got the Legos and just PJs for each of them. This was just an empty space, so I keep their little backpacks under there and a couple of puzzles that just don't fit, and then socks, 3 drawers. We do have, this is such a small space.
Some storage under here, which is where we keep, like, oh, it's really dark. Yeah, there we go. Some toy bins and stuff underneath.
There we go. We have 3 bins, everything that doesn't fit.
We don't keep.
We don't keep. They do have some outside toys, but.
So yeah, it was actually a double bed. It actually came right to the corner of this wall all the way out here like this. But then when the third one come along, we knew we had to add another one, so we took that out, made it a single, just like his brother's up here.
And this will eventually have some rails.
Yeah, we're gonna put a bunch of rails up there, so that way the little baby can crawl out. But this is a pretty cool little.
And they put their. We had some Lego strips that they.
Lego tape, so they put their little guys up there.
They like it, and we got some stars off of Amazon, little stickers. And they just at night they glow. They glow and they love them.
Night sky, so
yeah,
that's pretty cool.
So, and some command hooks for their coats and things, but look at this stuff, treasures untold. How many wonders can one RV hold? Looking around here, you think, sure, we've got everything.
Folks, I get dinner and a show. 5 nights a week and twice on Sunday. Well, that is our RV tour. We hope you liked it. Be sure to like and subscribe. And thanks for coming along. If you have any questions or comments or anything, go ahead and leave in the bottom and we'll be sure to get to you as quick.